Hey, I'm Caleb. Thank you for tuning in. Today in this episode, I want to spend a few minutes in Genesis 25 and talk about something simple but very important. It is the difference between provision and inheritance. The Bible tells us that Abraham gave everything he owned to Isaac, but to his other sons he gave gifts. Now that detail matters. The gifts were real, they weren't small. Abraham made sure his other sons were taken care of. They were provided for. But only Isaac received the inheritance. If we translate Abraham's assets into modern equivalents, most conservative scholarly estimates place Abraham's wealth roughly in the range of USD 50 million to 200 million. That's a lot of money. Big sum amount of wealth. And inheritance isn't just about what you get. It is about what you are trusted with. That is the key word. Inheritance is entrustment. Provision says you are looked after. Inheritance says this is now in your hands. Take good care of it. Steward it forward. When Abraham gave everything to Isaac, he wasn't playing favorites. He was being clear that God had chosen to carry his covenant forward through one line, and Isaac was the one entrusted with that responsibility. Did Isaac earn that? No, he did not earn that role. He did not design it. He received it. His task wasn't to start something new, but to faithfully carry forward what God had already put in place. Think of it as a baton. The baton was first placed in Abraham's hand, and now Abraham passed the baton to Isaac. What Isaac needs to do is to continue carrying the baton to the next generation. That's how inheritance works in the Bible. Inheritance always brings responsibility with it. It is attached with a responsibility. It ties you to identity and calling. And I've seen this same thing in real life. And from this Genesis 25, it began to shape my thinking. It began to change the way I look at the inheritance I've recently received. A few years ago, my late mom passed away and left my siblings and me her will. There were clear instructions in that document, but there was also room for us to make decisions together. And what really stood out to me was this. Once the inheritance was passed on, the responsibility came with it. What had been on her shoulders was now on ours. That's when it really hit me. Inheritance isn't just about something you received. It is something you now have to steward. And that responsibility did not make us her children. We already were, but it revealed who we were supposed to be. And that's exactly what we see in Genesis. Through Isaac would eventually come a people shaped by God's purposes. Not because Isaac was better than anyone else, but because God chose to entrust him with that role. Out of that entrustment would come a nation set apart for God. Genesis 25 quietly teaches us something very important. God provides for many, but he entrusts his purposes to specific people. And when God entrusts something to you, it's not just a blessing to enjoy, rather it is a responsibility to carry faithfully. The baton. When the baton is passed down to you, you need to carry it until you finish the race. And here's the question I want to leave with you. Are you only asking God for provision? Nothing wrong with that. Or are you willing to carry responsibility if He entrusts you with something? Because inheritance isn't light. It has weight. It can be a long term, but in that, it also comes with meaning and purpose. Not everything God gives you is meant to be enjoyed. Some things are meant to be carried. And it's interesting to think that Christ carried His cross. And when that race, so-called that season ended, now Christ passed the cross to individual of us. Now we have our own cross to bear. I would like to think salvation is a form of spiritual inheritance. Now we have our own inheritance to carry forward until our life on earth ends. Provision meets your needs, but inheritance shapes your life. So if God has placed something in your hands right now, it could be a family, a calling, a responsibility, or even a season. The question isn't, what do I get out of it? And most Christians, commonly speaking, most Christians will only think about, what can I benefit from these blessings, from this provision? No. The real question is, how faithful will I be with this? Take a moment this week and ask yourself honestly, what has God entrusted to me right now? And am I treating it like a gift to use or an inheritance to steward? In closing, if this teaching helped you think more clearly about Scripture and responsibility, feel free to like the video, share it with someone who is carrying weight in this season, and subscribe so we can keep walking through the Bible together. Thank you. May God bless you. He is always with you.